There we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Market Open live stream. Welcome. So we actually, for the first time in quite a little bit of time, seem to have a little bit of a green day here, which is kind of almost unheard of here for a little bit. We've been pretty darn red for a period of time. It's definitely too early to suggest that this is potentially the end of the red. I think this is certainly uh, nice, though. It's a nice little reversal. I think this is going to raise a lot of questions about: is this just a dead cat bounce? Is this going to end up being something that's more permanent? Is this the beginning of a Santa Claus rally? I think it's important to know that. As much as we want a Santa Claus rally at this point, it's always important to remember there's nothing that says we got to actually have a Santa Claus rally. Santa Claus rallies are make believe, unfortunately. Now, it is possible markets go green from here. It's possible markets are green after Christmas. Who knows? I think one of the reasons we're seeing some enthusiasm right now is that there appears to be a little bit more hopium on the table that maybe the Build Back Better plan could come back. Which I know there are a lot of folks who do not want to see the Build Back Better plan come back, and so might be frustrated by the fact that this could potentially be why the market's a little bit green. There were suggestions about larger discussions between Joe Manchin and Joe Biden Sunday evening, which was the same day, basically, that Joe Manchin went on Fox Sunday and blew up the deal. So I definitely think there are there are a lot of high hopes that the market has, especially if it has to do with Build Back Better. Other folks suspect that maybe this is finally just we've hit the bottom on too many things, and now it's time for us to turn around and just realize, okay, time for a little bit of green. Could be all it is. So a few things to consider there. But anyway, we've got what do we got here? We got the Dow up 0.18, the S&P up 0.87, and Nasdaq futures up a 0.11. If you jump on over though, grab the SPY chart on the hour. You still have, actually, you could even go out to the day, makes it a little more clear. You look at, you still have this double top, which is not super great. Not super exciting for the market, and a lot of folks suggesting this double top here could be an omen for much worse. We'll see. We'll see. We've regularly seen this kind of nonsense. I mean, we don't have to go back that far. I mean, look at this. Over here, you look at February, and then you look at the March pain. This kind of looked a lot like a double top as well. And then, of course, you had pain, a nice April here, but then pain in April again, and then a recovery, and then pain in June, and then a recovery, and then pain in July. So it's just been a little bit more extended here. September, October, this was a nice period of time to do a lot of dip shopping. And this has just sort of been a little bit of a revisit. And it almost seems that the pain that we're having right now, or had right now in the last few days, was about to get better or about to get worse than the pain that we saw at the end of November and early December. But it looks like we U-turned just in time to avoid that, which is kind of funny. But anyway, all right. So let's take a look at some of the individuals here. So no surprise, Hut 8 mining up about 8%, and that is because we're starting to see a little bit of a reversal take stronger hold on BTC and some of the other coins. You can see we were stretching pretty far. This is the 30-minute chart here. We were stretching pretty far beyond that support channel again between 46.7 and 47.1. We were stretching down to about 45.5. Not great during periods of pain to see kind of this sell down here. But now we're stretching back up to just over 49,000 and sitting at about 48.7 right now. Obviously good for cryptos. And what's good for cryptos is good for crypto miners. As of Friday, the GBTC which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, was selling at, I want to say it was a over 20% discount. See if I can get, here we go. So according to Grayscale, the price of GBTC fell Friday from, let's see here, GBT. Okay, hold on. Each GBTC share currently amounts to 0.00093,202 shares. So if we write that down, 0.00093,202 times the price of Bitcoin, which 48,750. Let's just go with that. That means the share price should be about $45. And GBTC right now is trading for, so it doesn't trade in the pre-market. So we expect this one to be green a little bit here. But as of yesterday, it closed at 34.7. So if you wanted a discount on Bitcoin, 34.7 divided by 45.43, you'd be getting about a 23% discount on Bitcoin buying GBTC at the end of yesterday's close. Now, it does mention, it's worth mentioning, this is a close-ended fund, which means it cannot, the company cannot easily add or remove shares. That's why you kind of get this more volatile pricing, because they can only do sort of these share adjustments at a time rather than trading like an ETF, which trades spot. And this is another, GBTC complains that, hey, like this is one of the reasons we should have an ETF, so you can stop this kind of nonsense where essentially you do have these sorts of discounts. But anyway, okay, so, all right, so let's see here. All right, so we're going to take a peek at that. I'm going to write this down. All right. So GBTC. Oh no. All right. Fine then. I left my pencil. Of course. As I get my mechanical pencil refilled, I leave it. I don't know. For some reason, I really enjoy writing with a mechanical pencil and a little notepad. It brings me back to, I can't say like kindergarten. It probably has to be like 5th grade where people cared about mechanical pencils versus regular pencils. Anyway. All right. Dave & Buster's. Okay, probably glitching in the pre-market here. I thought it was going to be down. Oh, well. We've got Mind Medicine. Look at that. Mind Medicine in the pre-market down about 10%. That's interesting. We're going to find out what's going on over here at Mind Medicine. And this is one of Kevin O'Leary's favorites. But then again, Kevin O'Leary is invested in everything and sponsors everything. So I never know when Kevin O'Leary's going hard on Mind Medicine if he's truly going hard in it. I think he says his portfolio is like 600 positions. That's I mean, you're more diversified with Kevin O'Leary than you are in the S&P 500. I mean, there's something to be said about that. But it's interesting. So probably takes stress away for when you have days like this with Mind Medicine. It's probably like, oh, okay. So 0.1% of my portfolio is down 0.1%. Oh no. All right, let's see here. Okay, so we've got Embraer up 11% here into the open. Quantum up 10.5. Here we go. Hut 8 Mining up almost 6% in the pre-market. Newegg. What else is moving here? Nike still up about 4.8%. I read their earnings yesterday just to kind of get a little bit of a read on the supply chain issues. I'll probably make a video after the live and just pull up the earnings report or the earnings call at least, and we'll go through that separately. But I'll tell you, it's more optimistic than I thought. But there were some unique aspects to what they were saying. Quite a couple interesting things. So I think you'll enjoy that video. So stay tuned for that. Shift Technologies. Look at this, up 3%, but the darn thing's at like $3.20. I mean, my goodness, this has just been a straight line down here. And there's been no sign of a floor. You've had this occasional little pause on December 8th, where you had like a fractionally green day. It was up, you were up 1%. But then otherwise it's just been straight down. Somebody writes, "Hey Kevin, I hope you aren't still waiting for a dip on Luna. New all-time high today." You know, I think it's funny when people say that and they don't realize that I already own Luna. I bought that during last week's dip. But you know what? It's just a telltale sign that you're not a course member and you don't know. Which is my reminder to remind you to use that coupon code and get lifetime access. Link down below. Before Christmas, before the end of Christmas Day, which is honestly remarkable that I can't believe that 2021's Christmas is essentially upon us. It's the 21st already. I mean, how many days to Christmas is that? 22, 23, 24, 25. I don't know why I had to count that on my fingers. I don't know. It's 4 days. It's wild. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So, some moderate green here. You know, Etsy back to 225. Shopify's up. Let's see how Snapchat affirms back over 100. You know, I mean, hopefully we just get a rocket ship right at the close. That's what we want to see, just a rocket ship. Snapchat has actually been continuing its red for the last few days. This is in comparison to Roku, which has been doing better on a recovery here. Tesla up a couple percent. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at some of the headlines. Let's see. Bloomberg. Biden sends 500 million free tests to Omicron to aid. Biden to send 500 million free tests to aid Omicron shortage. Well, hopefully they're the good kind, because Fauci was just complaining about a bunch of Omicron tests, specific type of at-home tests not being, basically not working to detect Omicron, which is quite wild. Somebody here is suggesting Rivian bounced off, what'd you say? 89? Let me see here. Let me take a look at what you're saying. Yeah, 89 3 times. Really? I think we must be talking about like a 5-minute chart then on yesterday, huh? It's tough when it just happens on one day. 89. Yeah. Mostly yesterday, it seems like. But yeah. I mean, hey, it's the, let's put it this way. Rivian right now is the cheapest it's ever been. Is it early enough to buy? I have my skepticisms. The reason I have my skepticisms is because we don't have those delivery that like the official like solid delivery figures. You know, we had our first quarter ending September 30th, where it's like, okay, we delivered, you know, what it was, like 350 units, mostly to our employees, and 11 to customers. I think when they get like a full first quarter and the market starts realizing, oh, we're gonna miss more broadly, it might be where we start getting some pain, or when they have to raise money, which I expect at some point they're gonna have to raise money in 2022. But the stock could run before that. So anyway, all right, where's the bell?
Take a look at the opening bell on this Tuesday in the CNBC real-time exchange. And the big board, it's data analytics software company Snowflake, with Snowflake the Bear ushering in the first day of winter on this December 21st. At the NASDAQ, it's the American Red Cross bringing awareness of the emergency needs from this.
You gotta, it should be a bull. It should be Snowflake the bull. We don't want a bear ringing the bell. What is this? What is this crap? Whose idea was that? That's stupid. We don't want bears. Anyway, SPY seems to be having a little bit of a green uptick here. Let's see here. And we've got Palantir, a little bit of a green candlestick. Tesla, trying to see, no, kind of a little red here. Trying to see if we're going to get, and I think a lot of market participants are, we're trying to figure out what direction this market's going to go. A firm just sold off a little bit going into the open. Tesla, it's too early to tell. ARK is green. Yeah, ARK's going green, even though ARK also sold off going into the open. We have, let's see here. Oh, wow, look at Nike's run. Holy moly. Hold on, this is purple. And Nike's right here. Come on, there we go. Nike up 7.6%. Even on low growth, it doesn't surprise me that that they're taking off. I think it's really because they have margins. Whew, they have the M word. Everyone wants the M word right now in stocks. High profit. Anyway, we'll talk about Nike later. So Xpeng, nice recovery. Look at that, 6.4%. Oh, did I do some reading on Chinese the Chinese yesterday? I'm gonna make a video on that too, so stay tuned to that later today. I don't think I'm ever gonna get invited to China. Oh well. Oh yeah, I wanted to find out what happened to Mind Medicine, but I haven't done that yet. So it's only down 5% right now. Volatility's down about 3 to 4%. X-Alpha, so we got some red popping up over here. AMC, Teladoc, GameStop, a little bit of red popping up over here. And if we go a little bit deeper here, Quantum Sci, this is up 19%. This one's running over here. Embraer, 11%. Purple, 9, 10-ish percent. Nike, almost 9%. HUD 8, 6%. So a little bit of a run over here. Sunrun, looks like we're bouncing off of some ugly lows here. Let me see how low we ended up getting. Yep. Look at that. Our first little bounce here at Sunrun, going to $32. Right now, you're paying, oh my gosh, folks, listen to this. You are paying July of 2020 prices for Sunrun-ish. Could even be it could even be June prices. That's wild. Wow. Oh my gosh, Sunrun sold down. Not to say it can't go lower if we get another red day, which the pattern that we've seen here lately is you go green, you get a little bit of a recovery, and for some reason you fall right back to those lows or even slightly lower. Now, JP Morgan had a little bit of a thesis here. We're going to pull that up. So let's see here. JP Morgan was mostly bullish, but let's see if I can find it. Is it here? JP. Yeah. I'm 90% sure it's right here. Come on. Okay, maybe not. All right, whatever. I'll find it. They, from what I remember, they were mostly excited about being long equities, and that they thought, though, that there was definitely a risk we were going to continue to see any kind of smaller rallies bounce up with limited conviction, despite them being bullish. So sort of a little bit of a warning that we could get these convictionless rallies was the line, and that these little green cycles could end up being just frequent dead cat bounces, where you get these green days after red, and it feels like, oh, that's it. Well, if purple mattresses is up 12%, then we must be going to the moon, and really it ends up just being a fake out. We end up going a little lower. So and this is despite the fact that there seemed to be longer term bullishness amongst actually a lot of institutions and funds. I think folks are just cautiously hedging themselves with their estimates as well, though. So who knows? All right, let's log in here and figure out what's going on with Mind Medicine. Somebody donates $10 here to say, I have 27K and I want a YOLO in the short term. Any suggestions? Oh, and I bought your course and made my money back and then some. Oh, that's amazing. Well, hopefully we can make that and then some pretty nice and large. Yeah. You know, I still like the idea of doing of betting on some more HUD 8 calls, shorter term calls. I think it's wild because HUD 8 is already somewhat leveraged when it comes to its reaction to Bitcoin price movements. And what I mean by that is it's not debt leveraged. I mean, like, it seems like Bitcoin moves 3%, HUD 8 seems to move 4.5%, something to that effect. There might be a play I'd make. I'm a little bullish, a little more bullish on crypto than certainly than a couple months ago. When we kind of, I don't know if it was a couple months ago, maybe more like a month to 6 weeks ago, and yeah, I don't know. That's probably where I'd be speculating right now. If I just wanted full speculation, not financial advice, of course. Anyway, looks like for Mind Medicine, I don't see any kind of reason for this. Hold on. Oh no, maybe I'm on the wrong ticker symbol here. Hold on. Mind Medicine. Let's find out. Oh, yep. Okay, wrong ticker. Mind Medicine. Okay, Mind Medicine. FDA issues clinical hold on initial submission related to phase 2B trial of LSD. So IND application put on hold. Well, I mean, we saw a bunch of holds on the vaccine trials as well. So, see, and this is where I don't invest in bio because I understand that I don't understand. I would like to know more. The new CEO says we remain highly confident in the therapeutic potential of LSD in a new treatment paradigm. They're working closely with the FDA to satisfy all outstanding concerns as rapidly as possible. All right. Well, that sounds a little more concerning because, I mean, who knows? It's already oversold so much, but sometimes with these trials, you just get one person that ends up having an issue. They didn't provide us any details here. It sounds like the FDA just has a whole host of concerns. It's not so ideal. But anyway, yeah, HUD 8, that's probably where I'd be playing on short-term spec. Yeah, look at this. Rivian's trying to head back over 100. You're getting this rally actually seems to be expanding a little bit. When Matterport, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that recovery here on Matterport. Yeah, yep. You're definitely getting a strong recovery here. Makes me happy. I basically blew all my money, including some margin I probably shouldn't have blown, but I did it because that's what I do when I buy the dip. It's sometimes I feel like the relationship with stocks is unhealthy, but I love it. My love grows the more red. Okay, I'm gonna walk away from that one. So targets flat. Let's see what leftover opportunities there are in the event this is not a dead cat bounce. So Google, pretty soft on the day here, relatively flat. You're not really getting an exceptional deal, I feel like. Google's been at 28 regularly. I don't know that it's exceptional, but I also think that Google has that potential of doing very well in the advertising moves next year. So I like Google. Can't poop on Google. Nike's hanging out at that 8%. It's not trying to take off from there. Matterport 7.7. Hippo Insurance is up 7% at $2.80. Ouch. Sunrun up 5% after this crazy sell-off that we've had. Newegg 5%. What else is moving here? Neo is coming up a little bit. Good for them. Smile Direct 4.3. All of the smaller risk-on plays coming back a little bit right now. Where's Tesla? Let's see. A firm can barely keep on to 100. It's not so ideal. But yeah, I'm shocked how people are actually really concerned about this Consumer Financial Protection Bureau letter. Garbage. Let's see here. Okay. Tesla's up about 2.2%, reiterating about that 900-ish floor. Cloudflare back to about 135. Still obviously a lot lower than what we've seen here recently. Lucid, it's funny. Yesterday, and I had no idea. We didn't even have futures yet. Yesterday, my dad's like, is he calls it Lucy. He's like, Kevin, is Lucy going to go back up? I told him and I have him on video too, so we could have posted that video. But it was like $60, and he's like, Kevin, I bought Lucy. I go sell it. And he goes, what do you mean? I'm up all this money. And I'm like, I'm shorting it. And he's like, okay. Anyway, he held it. So now he's like, Kevin, is Lucy going to go back up? And I'm like, I don't know. It seems to have a hard time going under like 37. And like, okay, so we're going to the moon. I don't know about that, but I still think there's going to be a dramatic miss on Lucy. But we'll keep an eye on Lucy. So anyway, Xpeng, 8.2%. Rivian to 95. Hut 8's pulling back a little bit now. Yeah, look at that. A little bit of a pullback now. Even on Nike. Yeah, Nike's been a little uneven here. Carnival Cruise Lines. Whoa, almost over $20. Look at that U-turn there on Carnival. I wonder if this is just like a day delayed on potentially the inflection in South Africa of cases. So you have to be a little careful with South Africa. But anyway, check this out. They're at Star Wars land or world or whatever it is. This place is fun. I really enjoy this place.
Something about the change in the top matters. You can, I'm not suggesting good or bad. I'm not suggesting, in comes Bob and out goes Michael, but it's
such a great set. I love it. Anyway, it looks a lot later in the day, so this is probably pre-recorded, but whatever. All right, so what else do we have here? Lemonade. So Lemonade's done a nice bounce off of 40, but look, also rotating down a little bit here. End phase. Also a little bit of this rotation right here at about 6:40 a.m. started turning a little bit red again. Let's see if the SPY is feeling that. Yeah, it is. See, look at that. SPY was having a little bit of euphoria, and here comes that red again. It's these red sticks just can't go away. Shift Technology and basically all of the small companies are getting beat. Small and micro caps are just getting destroyed. I don't think there's a particular reason, but it could be higher. It's easier to short them. It's probably what's happening. So people are dumping the shares that they have in them and then shorting them as a hedge for the market. And one of the reasons for that is, in my opinion, and we talked, I've still got to make my video on this. It's my cat and mouse video. Stay tuned for my cat and mouse video. I was going to make it yesterday, but didn't make it. One of the reasons is actually low retail movement, in my opinion, in a lot of these particular stocks, making them very safe for institutions to short as a hedge. Shift Technologies, I should take a quick peek here. Shift Technology having more retail activity here as the dip continues, but nowhere near enough to actually make anything happen here. And ironically, it's so interesting. The retail cohort, and the SPY keeps falling here, the retail cohort did most of its buying on Shift. Right on, it looks here like this. Oh gosh, they don't make this easy. November, large spike when we had our fall at the beginning of November, like November 10th-ish, right around there. And then the retail has somewhat stopped buying. So that puts us, yeah, look at this. See this right here? When you first started getting your pain, you went from 740 and you first started falling. You first started having these 7% down days, 3 to 7% down days. This is when retail bought like crazy. In fact, you see that volume spike right here? That's probably the 12th. It is. It is. Now it's actually highlighting because the day before is the 11th there. Yep. Which I know that 11 comes before 12, but sometimes there's like a weekend in between that you're not trading. But yeah, this was retail right here, this candlestick, which is really interesting because the retail buying has actually subsided a lot as it's gotten cheaper. So it's kind of like when we had the first dip on Shift, retail was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have some of the dip. And then when the dip kept dipping, people kind of stopped buying as much. Now we haven't turned into negative net or net sellers on Shift in terms of retail, but you've definitely had a relaxation. Corsair Gaming, I think, was relatively similar to that, but most of the dip buying on Corsair Gaming happened. Oh, I wish this stupid chart was better. There we go. October 15th. Take a look at this, folks. It's literally like retail took the first dip and just blew its entire load. Okay, so there it is. There it is. Look at that. The high retail bar right here. This was a day that retail bought the highest amount that we've seen in the last 6 months. And after this dip right here, retail really didn't touch the stock again until the last week in November. Yep, right here on this dip. This is where retail's been buying again. It's kind of interesting. I really like this data set that I have here. It's expensive, but it's kind of interesting that retail's been creating this floor that retail first bought right here, and now it's creating a floor over here. Kevin, the chart you're showing clearly attests through the moving average, and then they failed to push through the chart. Well, maybe. I don't know if it's that clear. I mean, the 200 on some of these that have recently IPO'd is in my opinion, basically worthless. I mean, the 20 is too magnetic when the whole broader market's selling off. I honestly don't. I don't know if I agree that I could call this. I mean, maybe tell me which moving average you're talking about, but I don't know about that. I think this is more. It's not individual companies. It's just literally everything. Everything that's small. And retail can't squeeze is what's getting sold off. That comment was Shift. Oh, okay. Maybe it was. Yeah, maybe. So, yeah, I mean, this is just straight down. I mean, this is almost worse than Hood. And that's saying something. Look at that. Hood's only up 0.5% today. What is this? What is this dog stock? It does nothing. It's like you prod it with a stick and nothing happens. Whatever. But anyway, there is that divergence. So we talked about some strategies related to that yesterday in the course member live. But what anyway? Okay, so SPY. Yeah, look at this. We're still trying to. It's almost like we're magnetically rotating down here. Very interesting. Let's see if BTC is having the same issue. How do I distinguish retail trades from large buys or large traders simply buying in small increments? By paying a company like $4,000 a month to give me the answer. How's that? I can't look at the little sticks on Webull and get the answer. It's not the right data set. So okay. 5 minutes. Let's look at the. No, we're pretty. Nah. I don't know if we're just getting like a little bit of pain within the last 5-6 minutes here, but BTC is trying to rotate down as well a little bit. Hippo's up 9%. So you're still getting this nice push on smallers. Hippo, Matterport's still trying to push. Xpeng 8%. Embraer 14%. Hut 8, 5.8. Carnival, 5.6. Almost over 20 on Carnival. Let's go. The thing was just at like 1730 a couple days ago. Neo's almost over 30 again. So it's not even the Bloomberg terminal, the retail flow data. It's not even that. It's a separate service you have to pay for, which is nutty. Big whales control the market. You'd be surprised how afraid the whales are of retail. Did you know? Oh, I love the start of sentences with did you know? Did you know only 20% of stocks are above their 50-day moving average? I believe you. Anyway, okay. So, I'm seeing look at this, folks. Look at those spark lines. It's nasty. XL Fleet's getting smoked here, down 6.7%. Pfizer and Moderna both down about 5%, which is not a surprise to me because I think people are somewhat frustrated in the vaccines. I mean, like, what's the point? He's still gonna get it. I get it. Prevent severe disease. Make sure you have a stronger T cell response. Try to increase your potential shorter term antibody response. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still pro, but like it's frustrating. You know, it's like vaccines were supposed to be the beginning of the end, and it was just kind of like the vaccines were just like the beginning of the beginning. I don't know. Although you say that, then you start turning into conspiracy theorists, and I'm not. But anyway, okay. Adobe is having a red day, 1.13. Now Adobe's been on this downtrend. Adobe hasn't found its floor yet. I think it's interesting on a mostly green day that Adobe's still looking for its floor. I like Adobe a lot. And they just launched a bunch of new services as well that are more consumer friendly. And I'll tell you, there was one thing that blew my mind yesterday, and maybe I could share it with you here. But let's see here if I can quickly get this here. Pick this. More objects. Oh yeah. They're making this a lot more stupid proof. See, yesterday, here, I'll show you. Yesterday, I posted a picture of me wearing the Tesla belt buckle, which I really think is awesome. I gotta go. You know what I decided is I need to take pictures riding a horse with a cowboy hat and this Tesla belt buckle, and then run for governor in California. Just kidding. It's not gonna work. But anyway, I thought this was really cool. This was the picture. But they had really neat things where you could kind of just do these cutouts. Like it did that automatically because it had this whole background here. And all I had to do was like select the different object and you could just push a little button here and you could like select the belt buckle or some text on the wall or whatever. I don't know. I thought they did a really incredible job making this whole system a lot simpler. And quicker and easier to use and select elements. Adobe's impressive software, and more I'm just blown away with how good they're getting with some of their software. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so okay. Someone here is saying everyone is sleeping on the 420 JPOW trillion print. Yeah, I don't know about that. Come to California and see how government works with 420, and you'll become less enthused. Government's freaking moronic, man. Okay, Moderna's continuing its sell-off, down 6.2%, 5.3% on Pfizer. CrowdStrike, Zoom, Teladoc, Invitae, all rotating down. It's Affirm is now rotated down 1.3%. Roblox is down. It's another ARC pick. ARC-G. Let's take a look here. ARC-G appears to be rotating down. Yeah, it's down 0.05% now. ARC-K is up 0.29, but look at it fall, folks. Everything's dead cat bouncing here. Look at Etsy. Etsy opened up at 225 and it's rotating right back down. This is ridiculous. Let's try I don't know, some of the mega caps after SPY. SPY's rotating down. Let's go Tesla, Apple, Microsoft. Tesla is down from its up 2%. It's down to just up 0.93. Then you've got MSFT at 0.85, a little bit more stable at Microsoft. Apple's straight down. This is interesting because it's what we talked about, JP Morgan and Bloomberg talking about, which was, quote, convictionless rallies. That is these weird little rallies, but really lacking conviction. Most things this morning were green. Now the spark lines are showing pretty much everything rotating down. How is Rite Aid up 15%? They must have had earnings. I mean, that's pretty big candlestick here. Let me see. Rite Aid. Oops. All right, come on. Apparently I can't type today. All right, here we go. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. Let's see what they reported. Okay, so this was reported this morning. Rite Aid at EPS... Adjusted EPS for continued operations? Okay, whatever. Q3 adjusted EPS of Cont Op came in at 15 cents. The estimate was a loss of 10 cents per share. So that's obviously a substantial beat. Their forecast is $7.1 to $7.2 billion. I believe that's a beat as well. Sales came in at $6.23 billion, which was a meet. This is such a messy report. Somebody was still asleep when they wrote this. Rite Aid announced a store closure plan to cut costs. And their adjusted EBITDA came in at 500 to 520 mil. They expected 460 to 500. So that's great. Oh, they did well. Sort of going through all this a little bit more. It seems like they did well. Upbeat forecast. Supply chain issues shrinking. All right. Fine. Good job, Rite Aid. Jimmy says these rallies look a lot like AI algorithms. Is that redundant? Maybe not. Because algorithms are really just math. And AI is artificial intelligence, which is more like neural nets. So maybe that's not redundant. But anyway, coordinated stock market wide. Yeah, somebody else here says low volume this week. A lot of traders off and a ton of manipulation. I don't disagree. Still getting a movement here, though, in a rotation in Upstart, Voyager, Hippo. We don't know if it'll last. Planet 13 is actually up. Solar Edge coming back. Solar Edge, I want to look to see how relatively low they've gone. Xpeng, by the way, you're really paying October prices for Xpeng. So not like an exceptional deal here. S-Edge, though. Solar Edge, an Enphase competitor. Yeah, you're also paying about October prices here. So, okay. Carnival Cruise Lines, 6.26 now, up just over $20. Look at that pain, though, at Upstart, folks. It almost made it all the way back down to my support lines at 120. It's sitting at 139 right now. It made it all the way down to 128 at one point. And it's finally having a 6% green day after, losing like 70%. Micron's still doing nice. Matterport, Spirit, American, recovery stocks moving today. I don't know. You can't trust this market. This market's just so funky. Look at that. Roku down almost 2%. On what? Tattooed Chefs down. Affirm down. Owlet, GameStop, Monday, Fiverr. All these guys down about 1 to 1.5%. Roblox, $98. Still personally waiting for that one to burn a little bit more. There's Lucid. Still sitting above 37, but also turning slightly red here. Etsy just turned red by about 0.25%. So did Google and Amazon. It's just a bizarre market. That's all you could say. Let's look at SPY and some volume on the SPY. Let's see here. All right, so SPY's up point. Okay, SPY's U-turning. A little bit of a green U-turn here on the SPY. Not that we necessarily want to rely on the 1 minute, but a little bit of a U-turn here. What a messy day. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go to the indices and then look at yields. Dow's still up 0.88, S&P up 0.62, NASDAQ up 0.61. VIX is only down 2.5%, not a substantial amount. You did have a move here on the 10-year. 10-year just ran to 1.47% on a little bit of enthusiasm. Brent still at 73. Let's look at the 2-year here. 2-year. Two-year up today as well, 0.658. So it seems like as recovery stocks are green, bond yields are up a little bit, maybe a little bit of movement from some bonds to stocks on somewhat of a recovery, but it's not broad-based, and it's certainly not one that instills, I think, a lot of confidence. Although it seems like a lot of the things that were falling are kind of hitting a little bit of a bottom intraday. See, look at that. We're seeing that U-turn as of 6:58. Wow, it's already 7:03. Costco. No, Costco's still falling. Adobe. Yeah, Adobe can't get it straight either. Let's see, Tesla. Tesla's only up a third now. Just really giving it up. All right, what do we got here on Bloomberg? Democrats struggle to satisfy Joe Manchin's wish list. Tesla sends S&P crowd on a wild ride of surges and crashes. Oh, I like how they blame Tesla. I mean, they might be right. Crypto funds explode. Let's see. What else? Moderna's third dose. Ooh, that's yesterday's news. Nah, that's no fun. All right. How about Wall Street Journal? Stocks rise, recouping some losses. Big deal. Airlines prepare busy travel week amid Omicron surge. Battery storage soars on U.S. electric grid. See, now that is great. Especially for companies like Tesla that do like the mega packs and things like that. You know, they just did one in Oxnard, which I was shocked how close we're going to see a mega pack. Yeah, here. Tesla on one of their packs. Several have caught fires, they say, though. Well, I mean, things catch fire when they're new. Not trying to make excuses for Tesla. But where was it? Tesla had this. We go to a private browser here really quick. Tesla. If you just go to, let's see, mega pack. Here we go. Look at that. Tesla mega pack in Oxnard, California. Proposed gas peaker plant, blah, blah, blah. There are protests, blah, blah, blah. And then what do you have? Boom. Look at that. 400 megawatt system. 142 Tesla megapacks. It's kind of cool. I'm trying to find out where it is. Then maybe we got to go walk by it. Anyway, not that that actually matters. I mean, I think I've probably seen more here than I would actually going there. But anyway, it's like a tourist destination. So NVIDIA still softening. Soft, painful market. Hard to keep things up in this market. No fun. Well, Embraer's got that nice 14% though. And Matterport coming back with almost 7%. But otherwise, reiterating what we talked about this morning, convictionless. Let's see here. Day chart. I mean, it still seems, I know somebody mentioned low volume, but we still have elevated volume based on what I could see on the sticks here. I mean, elevated volume on NVIDIA, the SPY. So I don't know where this low volume is. If anything, it feels like higher volume. Yeah, everything I look at. MasterCard, Visa, Square. Golly, Square's gone way down low. All right. Let's see. Okay. Matterport. Yeah, Matterport's is spiking a little bit again. That's true. And so is Carnival. Carnival's still running. Good little recovery move here. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm still personally looking at Hut for some spec bets if we want to bet on BTC running. But so far, we've been relatively stuck in the mud in terms of shorter term plays. And look at that shift. Shifts up about 4.85. Not much, but it's consistent here. I mean, here's a stock that has pretty low volume. I mean, you're talking 90,000 a minute or so of dollar volume. You know, one person comes in with 100K and you double the minute volume right now. Palantir, 1832. All right, how low will a firm go? Who knows? But it seems to bounce off 92 a lot. So, yeah, maybe not a lot, but we did nearly touch it here twice. 92.08. We've got my line drawn here. We had 92.40, 96.44. It seems like we are respecting the TA on a firm. Nice recovery though. Look at all these spark lines check marking. It's like the reverse Nike swoosh over here. Zoom coming back up after selling down into the day. Just starting to get a little bit of a U-turn. MindMed has virtually fully recovered. Is that true? Yeah, I mean, they were down in pre-market somewhere around 10%. And as the market opened, they were only down about half or 5%. Oh, yeah, look at that. It has almost fully recovered. You're right. That is also incredible. Very weird market. That's all I can say. And along with Bloomberg, convictionless rally, I agree. I think that's where to leave it. I think it's too early to say we've got our inflection point for recoveries. I know the airlines and the cruise lines are doing well today. And you know what? If they're gonna do their run, great. But for me, it feels a little too early. I still feel like we've got a little bit of a pain ahead for the Army. But that's okay. I'd rather buy some of the other ones for longer holds. Or wait for a potential deeper discount on some of the recoveries. Not saying for sure that'll come. Tesla's almost flat. I mean, it's just given up. It's 2% today. All right. Let's see. Index. Yeah, SPY's struggling. Can't keep it up. All right. Weird market. Dead cat bounce. Maybe. That's what I'm calling it. Maybe. We could still see some more red over the next couple days. And really to the end of this year. We do not need to have a Santa Claus rally. So hopefully we get if we don't get Santa Claus coming around, hopefully we get like a New Year's rocket or something. But it's all speculating. Anyway. Cool. Well, hey, Tesla bouncing off 900 again. Go shopping for some of your stocks, some of your faves. They're at lows. I'm pretty excited about it. The market for 2022. But anyway, a lot of companies at floors or still relatively close. Even if they're slightly green, some things are relatively close to their recent floors. Now, remember the floors we wrote down. Affirm 92, CCL 18, Piton 40. CCL is obviously up today. Matterport 21, 22, around that range. Enphase 180, Cloudflare 129, Beyond Meat 62 to 65, SoFi 14, DocuSign 140, Lemonade 40, Hood 18. Hood's pretty close. It's the perfect time to add shares. All right. Anyway, see y'all on the next one. Check out the programs down below. Building your wealth. Use that coupon code before the end of Christmas Day. And then the price goes up. See y'all. Bye.